As you can see, I've still got some frozen gooseberries left over from last year, done on the 8th of July 2019, despite all that rain. So with them frozen and kept in my deep freeze, I thought, get some out. This is a red gooseberry sponge that we're making today. So in a Pyrex bowl, just cover the bottom with your frozen gooseberries, sprinkle your sugar on, just enough to cover them, okay, because they're very acid. And to keep it simple for this allotment recipe, you will need 100 grams of sugar, 100 grams of flour, we're using self-raising flour, home fried, and 100 grams of margarine. So we're basically using any baking margarine suitable for baking margarine, and 2 eggs as well, which you can then add your eggs lightly beaten to the mixture. So once you've mixed up your basic ingredients here, which is the eggs, the flour, the margarine and sugar, you should end up with a mix that looks like this for your sponge. And then it's just a question of spooning. Well, you can use whatever's convenient to get your sponge mixture on top of your Hinamaki gooseberries, or green ones of course if you're growing green ones. So basically you've just covered the gooseberries, as you can see. There's your gooseberries beneath, and it's ready to go in the oven. Let's see how it turns out then, eh? So if you're growing gooseberries this year, or any other time in the future, here's a good recipe, and here's it writing down if you didn't want to listen to me going on. You need a fan, for a fan oven it's 160 degrees centigrade, electric 180, or gas mark 4. Cook your gooseberry sponge for about 30 minutes, make sure you do check, put your alarm on, and in our case we actually leave it to bake while we're having our main dinner, so the oven's already warmed up, but you'll preheat anyway, I suppose, if you're just going to make this on its own. Once you've finished with your red gooseberries, or green ones will do if you don't grow red ones on your allotment, make sure you seal your bag up again and put them back in the freezer. So all that remains now is to put our gooseberry sponge, they do look nice, into the oven, and it's all ready. There you go, right into the middle there, on middle shelf will do. Right, there you go, gooseberry sponge is in the oven, middle shelf. Shut your door, there it is, lovely jubbly. And there's a thermometer set there, and get your clock going. So if you do the honours for me please and get our little moo cow clock going. Here you go, as you can see, the moo cow clock set at 30 minutes then. Here we have the gooseberry sponge, and it's been left in our case for 40 minutes in the oven. Okay, as you can see, after baking the mixture starts to go where the gooseberries are underneath, as you can see, and starts to spread around them as well, which is good, so they're sort of trapped in the sponge mix. Okay, so after just over 40 minutes of cooking, this is what it should end up looking like. You've got your sponge and your gooseberries there, and then you've got, well, here we've just dished out 2 portions, and we'll be having it with hot custard. Well, I hope you find that recipe that I've given you and watching the cooking for the gooseberry sponge useful. Please like, comment and subscribe.